Hello everyone, and welcome to the review of the ZMI PowerBank 20K Pro. And this is a power bank like no other, and actually if you find something that has these features on another brand, please let me know in the comment below. And I was telling you that this is really great because it's not only a power bank that supports very fast charging and very fast discharging and has several other features, but this has a built-in USB hub. So with the ports here, you can actually charge and share USB with a device. So for instance, the best scenario for using it, if you have consoles such as the Asus Li or a Steam Deck or something like that, and you have only one available USB and you want to charge this, but you also want to access some other data, and you are used of having something like a USB hub. It's get a bit crazy when you want to charge this and use a USB hub. You need a complicated and expensive dock, and you get a portable console and you tie it up with a lot of extras, and it's no longer a portable console. It becomes simply desktop computer because you are not able to carry hubs, power banks and all of that with you. So with this power bank, actually you should have 65 watts of power PD, so you can charge this with no problems, and you also get access to the USB. So we are going to test that right now, but before we do that, we are going to take a closer look at the product. So we have here the USB ports. It has two regular USB ports and a Type-C connector. This is the PD. This is also input and output. This will charge and discharge, while these two are discharge and share the hub. It has here the indicator for power. If you quick press, you can check the battery level. Also, if you double tap this, now it's in hub mode, so the USBs will communicate between them like you are having a regular USB hub. In the box with the power bank, you are also going to get two USB cables. One is a Type-C to Type-C, and the other one is a Type-C to regular USB. And you also get a small leaflet here, a manual in several languages, which give you more specifications and give you some explanations about the working modes. This power bank also has a standby mode. If you long press this button, it's going to enter in a kind of hibernation. And now for the first test, let's see if this can supply actually 65 watts of power, and if this is compatible with portable consoles that want a lot of power. Otherwise they will not boost the clock speed, they are not going to go in turbo mode, and they are not going to charge. So this has a rough 40% battery. So I've put my USB tester here, and I'm going to connect the power bank, the tester. Let's see what happens. On PD, and it went up directly to turbo mode, if you have seen that, and you can see here it's drawing already 56 watts of power, and now it's idle, and you can see here it's in turbo mode, no error here, and you can actually play and charge this without having the annoying error that the charger is not the supported one and you are not getting the full power of your CPU. Further on, let's do also a gaming test, a quick gaming test, and see if the power goes even higher. So the game is loading and we are already at over 60 watts of power, 61. Checking again, it's in turbo mode, so everything is fine there. And there we go, I'm in the game. Let's do a quick race here. 61.6, so it's getting close to 65, the maximum of this protocol and this power bank. The power bank is rated for 65, so I'm getting 62. And here I'm charging. The battery level was 39%, now it's 42, so it's running, charging and on turbo, so everything is fine. it's not discharging the battery, because on some power banks you get a problem that they do not supply real 65 watts of power, so it's going to show charge. You are going to get a exclamation mark there, and actually when you are playing, especially on turbo mode, you are going to discharge the battery. But often that's not going to work at all, because on turbo mode you will not be able actually to get the full speed, and you are going to be limited to something like 25 watts of power, because the Asus Li actually knows that the supply charger is not okay, and it's not going to let you have the full performance, and it's going to limit you to 25 watts of power. It's not going to give you the whole power, and also the CPU and APU boost modes will not be available, so you are going to lose performance and the console will actually discharge. So it's very important to actually have the proper power bank. There is one more thing. It's very important to actually use compatible cables, because even if you have a brand new cable, for instance I have this one doesn't have any kind of rating for power. It's just a normal cable. With this cable plugged between this power bank and this console, I'm going to get an error that is not supplying enough power, and this will actually not charge as fast, and I do not get turbo mode available. Alright, and you might say, okay, there are a lot of other power banks, they all do that stuff. Show us the USB hub, if it's useful or not. So I'm going to actually take this off, and I'm going to plug it in directly, because this one doesn't support full data transfer. And now I'm going to enable hub mode here with double tap, and now it's in hub mode. This resumes on battery on PD because it restarts, but now it's again charging fast with no problems. The battery level is going up, and now I can take, for instance, this SSD drive. It's a rack with an internal SSD drive. I can show you. You can see this in a full review on my channel. And I'm going to connect this directly to the console by using this hub. So I'm charging and accessing data at the same time. And USB storage has been connected. And now if I go to the file manager, I can already access the data from my SSD drive without any kind of issues. It works flawless, but we are also going to do a speed test because there is a USB hub there, so there might be an issue with transfer speed. So here we go, we can access data. And now let's do the speed test. So I'm going to select it, is selected the D drive, and now I'm going to let it run. And the results are in. Not what we were expecting from an SSD drive, but you can do your job with it. And if you have something to transfer files from an SD card, like using your GoPro or a drone or something like that, or even accessing a big storage that you don't want to have very high speed with it, you can use this as a solution. To make the test more interesting, I'm also going to test this with a dedicated hub and see the speed difference. So now I'm going to plug in the hub, so I'm not going to be able to charge, and I'm going to connect the SSD drive to the hub. And now I'm going to repeat the test and see the speed difference. And as you can see, now it's almost 10 times faster. Nonetheless, it's no longer as useful in this way, because now I cannot charge and it gets complicated. I need that dock and use the docking and add the charger, and gets more and more complicated that way. So the idea with the power bank, going back to the power bank, is that you can have a very fast power bank that's very compact. You can also take this with you while traveling with the plane, because it has under 100 watts hour capacity, so it's safe for air travel. And you can also charge, of course, because it's a power bank, you can charge a lot of other devices such as mobile phones and other things. But it's really good because it works with this kind of devices that need a lot of power to work correctly. So if I'm going to use this with my phone, you are going to see here that it's going to fast charge, and it's fast charging already, and you can see here 24 watts, close to 24 watts of power, because that's how fast this phone can charge. But if you have a faster charge on your phone, it might go even faster than that, because there's no power limit here. And also the hub function works with this, so I can enable the hub, and now I can connect the SSD drive directly to my phone, and I can also install another device, for instance this hub, if I get the proper adapter. Okay, so I can use something like this, and now I can actually use my phone to move data from all these ports here, like an SD card reader, USB, through this power bank directly to my phone or to another drive such as this SSD here, all with charging power, because if you do this just with the hub, the phone battery will die very fast when you are transferring data with the hub between different type of devices. So this is very useful also if you have a drone, action camera and so on, because you can move data from the SD cards very fast, or directly from the unit. You can connect, if this supports mass storage, is going to connect to this, you are going to see it on the phone. So you can move data between all of those storage devices rather fast. As you see, there are some speed limitations due to this hub speed, but you are also getting power, so you are not discharging anything from this, because the SSD drive takes some power. If you have this card reader, it draws some power, and sometimes the phone output power through this hub and so on is not sufficient. So this should have been a short review, a simple review, because this is a power bank, and a power bank is not so complicated, but it turned out into a messy ball of wires, cables and devices, and I gave you a lot of talking. Hopefully made you understand that this is no regular power bank. And again, I'm stressing the fact that if you know a device that performs the same way, just leave me a comment below, because I'm interested if there is someone else making something like that. Maybe there is a faster one when I mean data transfer, because that's rather slow. But nonetheless, it's perfect if you have a lot of kind of gadgets that you want to connect, charge and do lots of stuff without messing with too much wires, hub, dockings and so on. And last but not least, I must say that this also supports fast charging. It has 45 watts of charge speed, so I'm going to test that also. It's already at 38. It's going to do 45 when it's fully discharged, but now it's not fully discharged. And I'm using a 65 watt charger, and you can see here it's doing just fine. So this will also charge fast, discharge even faster. And another thing that I have seen at this power bank, this is metal here and metal here, and even though if you fast charge it, fast discharge it, it's not going to get hot. I have an old power bank here, it's a ProMate, which is also very good. They actually have both, they have the same capacity, that's 20,000 milliamps. This one also has wireless charging. This one, when you are fast charging it, it only takes 20 watts of power charging, it doesn't take 45. But when you are doing that, this whole part here with the display and ports gets very hot. And the same thing happens when you are discharging using the PD output. This can output only 30 watts of power, so it's not sufficient for the console there. But again, it gets very hot. While this one, even if you fully charge it at high speed, it only gets slightly warm, and the heat dissipates through these metal parts of the casing. And you can see here there is also a huge sizing difference. At the same capacity, this one is thinner. They weight about the same. This one is also longer. As you can see, there is a bit of difference, and this one is smarter. Although it doesn't have a display, it only has those bars here. This one will identify the protocol such as quick charge or PD, but more than that, you just get the wireless charge. Otherwise, this one is a lot more slower. So that was it for now. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And until my next one, see you and bye bye.